Welcome back to Hot Take, everybody. Today, we're in a 2022 Toyota Supra A91 CF Edition. We'll go through what that entails in a second, but some specs about the Supra. This has a 3-liter turbocharged straight six, the B58, produced by BMW. It makes about 382 horsepower and 360 something pound-feet of torque. We have the ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. As far as the CF Edition goes, we have some carbon fiber bits on the exterior. We have a rear spoiler duckbill of sorts. We have a splitter up front, side pieces as well. And then we also have this awesome two-tone interior. They only made 600 of them, so this is a pretty rare spec. I like the red with the black interior. But I'm very excited to drive this. A lot of people rave about the Supra and how good it is. So let's go ahead and take it on the road and see how she does. So some initial impressions. It's very, that's what I'm looking for. I don't want to say stiff, but relative to its size, it gives you a lot of feedback. So usually when you see big cars like this, they're kind of more grand toury, kind of floaty, boaty. This isn't. You feel a lot of these road imperfections, and you get a fair amount of feedback, which is a good thing. This is like a purpose-built sports car. ZF transmission, of course, amazing, always smooth. The shift points are on point. All right, so we're in drive right now, and the sport mode, so it's gonna hold a lower gear. Flip this over, go to manual. Makes a great noise up at 4,000 RPM. Suspension, very communicative, good torque, right in that juicy mid-range. I think the B58 really starts to kind of wake up at $4,000. So the Supra for a while has kind of been like this, I don't know, an automotive curiosity of mine, because it's very different from the original Supra. The original Supra, I guess I say original, more so the Mark IV, the one that everybody kind of refers to, was like a grand tourer. It was at 320 horsepower, which back in the early 90s, that was a lot of horsepower. It was this kind of big, sort of boaty vehicle meant for like big highway speed pulls. But this is more of, it still has that big kind of stance, but they went for more of the sports car sort of market. That's kind of where all the modern cars have gone. Yeah, this thing's quick.
Yeah, I put the sport suspension on as well, so it's good.
Oh yeah.
You don't feel the roll as much now and everything like that.
Yeah, there was a little bit of roll when I initially got into the brakes.
Exactly.
Oh, now it's much tighter. Yep. Okay, so the sport suspension makes a pretty significant difference on here.
Yeah, being a BMW engine, that backfire, I just love that.
Yeah, nice little burbles from the rear end. This thing's really quick. Whenever you get it into full throttle, it pretty immediately gives you that big turbo surge. If I flat-foot it in manual mode, will it keep the gear I'm in?
Yes, it will.
Holy smokes. Even in 5th gear, it has so much torque. You feel it just surging. This car's on a race for the horizon. stock car.
382 horsepower, you know, it seems like more than that.
I feel like they may. Maybe the internet can. Commenters down below comment on this, but I feel like that 380 horsepower is wrong. I feel like this is faster than that.
I agree with that.
I think this has more than 380 horsepower. Maybe 380 wheel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
But to the crank, who knows?
Yeah. Well, I know they have a history of doing that, but this is a fast car. The brakes also really good. I think they designed these to handle well on the track, even in stock form. The carbon fiber bits, the aero, does produce downforce, which is cool. It's like not just an appearance package; it like actually does something.
You ever get pulled over out here?
No.
I'm surprised I've never really driven down this bit of road.
Nice burbles out the rear. This thing's incredible. Carbon fiber edition was like 75 grand, right?
So it was 66 or 67,000 before taxes.
67,000 before taxes and fees and handle, yeah, all the dealer upcharges.
Yep.
So to me that seemed like a lot of money, but now that I'm driving this, I can see the price tag. I haven't driven an M2, but like compared to a new like M3 as an example, the M3, M4, they've kind of gone upmarket, more luxury-esque. This is more of like that pure kind of sports car experience.
Driving enthusiast.
Exactly. I'll try second here. Wow, that was immediate slide there. Traction control totally kicked in there. Wow. Yeah, it is a little bit slick today.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. We will have to do a couple launches though. Get ready from this rain.
Oh yeah. Even in fourth gear, it was still kind of losing a little bit of traction there.
You get quite a bit of business.
That was half throttle, and it was still like the 1.2. It spun just the tiniest bit. That's this car's very rare and happy. Wow, this car throws you around. I was ready for it too. I knew it was gonna happen, but even still, that's crazy. What is the tread on these tires?
What do you mean?
Like, how worn in are they?
I'd say they're about 40 or 50% left.
Okay, so
the tires are kind of contributing to some of the squirreliness, but
yeah, but no, even still, this car just lights up the rear wheels.
I mean, I got those pieces. Like, I went through my last set of rear tires, brand new. Pilot Sports, they're eating up 10,000 miles, and that was not with like crazy driving.
10,000 miles.
Yeah, they last pretty much. And this car is known to eat up those rear tires, so you should try an automatic.
All right, we'll try automatic.
See how it reacts.
Yeah, the automatic is pretty intuitive in these.
So yeah, you get up to this corner, kind of brake
Oh, brake harder.
yeah.
Oh.
Brake later, and you'll kind of see that transmission really work.
We'll try that. Give the old ZF box, let the computer do its thing. Ah, yep. Man.
Perfect.
put it in sport mode and automatic in sport mode, it does that for you. I'm guessing when you're in drive, it does not.
In terms of, what do you mean?
Like, it doesn't give you that super high RPM downshifts.
Oh, no.
I'm not, right.
Yeah, like it, basically, like you said, it learns, so like the harder you drive it, the more it's going to start doing that and stuff like that. So.
Right, yeah, so it kind of fits your driving style and it figures out how it needs to shift and whatnot. So
an M3 might be a better choice, you know, because of the size and, like, you know, the back seats and stuff.
The problem with the M3, and this is why I think this car is really good for like this type of driving, the M3 is so big now. The M3 is like the size of what the M5 was 20 years ago.
So it's practically a four-door sedan now.
Yeah, like they always had like a four-door variant, or in a lot of generations, but no, now it's like a proper, like, you know, big luxury sedan. So this kind of encapsulates that like sports car feel.
Yeah, it's a little wide, the Supra, but I don't know. It's not small, but it's not big enough to, you know, affect a good driving feel.
Exactly, 100%.
Almost crashed.
We're gonna go. It's a fast car. Also really funny that it went from, it spun first, went to second, and then instead of rolling into second because it kept spinning, it just grabbed third and just let the torque do all the work for it.
It's a pretty intelligent traction control system, I will admit. I've driven this car through downpour rain.
Yeah.
Fine, dude.
Yeah, no, the traction control system definitely save you from yourself in this car.
And it has.
Yeah, 100%. No, even on this drive, there were a couple moments where yeah, I'd pucker up a little bit. Wasn't expecting it. You want to leave that on?
Yeah.
Even in third gear, that's insane. The one thing that I think would get scary if you decided to turn traction control off is you have a lot of communication in the front end suspension, but the rear end feels a little more disconnected.
I can see where you're getting at with that, and I do agree.
So like you're not as sure of where it is, so you're not as sure of like, okay, how do I need to counter steer right now?
I think it might be partly due to those tires. I mean,
yeah,
those aren't the best in terms of, you know, being stuck to the ground as much.
We finished our test drive of the 2022 GR Supra A91 CF Edition, and overall, it was a great experience. It was how I expected it to be in a lot of ways, but in others, it was very surprising. I'm surprised at how rear end happy this car is. This car is like a burnout monster. And I'm sure if you get some nicer tires in the rear, it's probably a little more gripped out, but even still, you can kind of just tell the car has that really like rear end happy sort of playfulness to it, which is awesome. The only thing I'd maybe wish for more, and I've heard other car reviewers say this too, is I wish the rear end had a little more feedback and communication. The tires would probably help with that a little bit, but it feels just slightly disconnected, and I think Pair that with the rear end happy nature of the car could create a sketchy situation. But the traction control is really good on this car. So as long as you leave that on, you won't have any problems. So hot take, overall, it was sportier feeling than I expected. This is a proper sports car. So with that, let's go ahead and give it a score.
The score is as shown. We have a tie with the Civic Type R for Hot Take King at 48 points. And it deserves it. The new GR Supra does a lot right, and it is an icon. If you can stomach only having 2 seats, the Supra has a large hatch and is a very practical car. Furthermore, it offers a good level of driver's feedback relative to its larger size and performance. Should you buy it? The Toyota Supra is expensive for only 382 horsepower, and that's in air quotes, even when you don't order the special CF edition. Putting value aside, this car is universally loved. Even on our way home from the shoot, we had someone give us a thumbs up in traffic. Initially, the car community and a lot of journalists was upset that BMW was Toyota's choice collaborator to help design this car, but I think it was the correct choice. Toyota kept that front engine, rear drive, turbocharged straight 6 formula that made the original so great. Also keeping true to the original Supra, these make power very easily. And with the advantage of the 8-speed ZF transmission, you can build a car that is faster than the Mark IV ever could be in a line or at the track. Whether you are a JDM or a Euro guy, we can all agree that the Mark V Toyota Supra is a fantastic sports car and a proper successor to the Supra name that died over 25 years ago.